thank
intro
you. From
there.
Belgium. Hi, thank you for
Hi.
agreeing to talk to me for a few minutes.
Thank
Pleasure.
you.
I hope you guys are well. And Mr. Redmayne, question for you first. Did the Secrets of Dumbledore script allow any improvisation or input from your part, or was it a strict read and play affair?
Oh, that's interesting. We only got the script just before we started shooting, but David, one of the wonderful things about these films is you would think for the scale of them that they're gigantic machines that can't be kind of, but he allows you great freedom to come up with your own ideas.
Yeah.
So there were lots of sort of little playful things which we added on the day, or improvisational moments that, and particularly Jessica and Dan, who are two of the funniest people I've ever got to work with and call my friends, they're allowed to go off and do whatever they want. And
I was really surprised at the things that made it into the film that were made up, like Befuddler Dudley. I made that up in the now that's
you did?
canon.
That's yours?
Yeah, I gotta figure out. They must have run it by everyone, and they were like, "Yeah, that's fine. Like, give her the Befuddler Dudley." But now we got to figure out the actual game of what that is.
But do you feel like now that because you've realized that to make something canon, all you have to do is say it on film? Is it like, is there a power thing that comes?
Kind of, but a lot of times when you throw stuff like that out, it doesn't work. And then it'll be like a lot of times, sometimes you'll get the note back where it's like, okay, just do you could just do the lines, so then that's just actually soul crushing. But for that Befuddler Dudley line, you still have to like reach for the stars, because then I would just be saying whatever words I want to. But I feel like you're such a good actor. You do know that sometimes certain screenwriters and directors are like, say the line exactly the way I wrote it, as written in their sticklers. I don't know if that necessarily works for me. I would have to work at that.
Well,
because sometimes I need room when I do my best work. I need room to breathe a little bit. Yeah.
It gives you quite a power, because now, of course, fans and geeks and nerds all around the world, they will interpret your words and they will interpret your invention, your ad-lib.
Absolutely. Yes, I am a lawmaker. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Power, responsibility.
Power, and that's what it comes with. With great power comes great responsibility.
Oh yeah, that's a different franchise.
Yes, it is. They're behind
Ms. Williams.
Mayday.
Different studio even.
Yes, I am going to get reamed. No, I'm not.
Ms. Williams, question for you. You're an American actor interacting with Mr. Redmayne, a British actor. Now, there's a famous anecdote of Mark Hamill saying, well, Alec Guinness, the British one, he loved American irreverence. He didn't want to be called Sir Alec. He wanted to say Big Al. Do you notice any differences in acting style and in approach?
Absolutely. Thank you for that question, because this is a very English film. And the culture is completely different. And I got to be here for 6 or 7 months. And it was actually a joy to watch Eddie and Jude up close and watching you guys prepare, because they've been acting for a long time and they've learned something a bit different than the way I was taught. I came up doing more of a comedy bent and doing live shows and improvising and being very American. And so I learned a lot. I learned a lot about what you can ask for on set. They're both hard workers. I learned a lot about working hard and showing up to set every day, especially somebody like you, who usually was the first to show up and the last to leave. Now, when you rap, Eddie does get the heck out of Dodge. I've never seen anybody change into athleisure and shower quicker than him. He'd be like, bye, I'm out of here, bye. Bye. And he's just out, And I'm like, we just rapped. I'm like having a posh pickle and cheddar sandwich.
I feel like that the British actors, we learned a huge amount from you guys, and particularly your improvisational stuff and the capacity just to be free amongst the space. I remember also on the first movie, I was busy like really needing to know exactly what size the creatures were and the specificity of the textures and stuff. And I'd work with Dan, and he'd just be like, "Whoa, that's," he would just try random stuff.
Yeah.
And I remember watching the movie and being like, "He's so much better at this than that." And so
amazing.
I've tried to take a bit of that on, just to like stop being so anal and kind of like, it's
Dan's
just
a
like
really
throw it up. But you're
it's
the same.
a joy to watch. No, Dan is a really present actor in a really cool way. And I feel like Callum and I, we spent so much time that we would call him teacher's pet, because he was always just being like, David, what do you think the text is? He's always like, I have a question. And we're like, you have a question in a nice way, but it is like he's always doing that. He's also always taking care of people. So like there is someone's job on set.
Teacher's pet,
Teacher's caretaking.
Overly hardworking, always there too early.
He loves to be home with his kids.
Is what she means to say. I'm very cool.
No, he is cool. I love it. He loves to be home with his kids. Always talking beautifully about his family. Very chic. Yeah. But he's someone who there is someone's job to make sure I don't have lint on my shoulder. But if you do have lint on your shoulder before the scene, he's like, oh, hold on, please, please, and then he'll do it, you know, or he'll help straighten out somebody else's
something with your makeup. Can I just
You're the best. He's the best. He's just like a total caretaker, and he was a great like #1 on the call sheet. He was like a great meddler. It was just lovely. He was the best. It gave me a sense of what kind of father he was.
Sadly, I have to wrap up, so I can't ask any more questions. But thank you for your short time and congratulations on the movie. It's amazing.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye. Mr. Mikkelsen, Miss Sudol. Hi, I'm Julian De Baker from Belgium, working for Kinopolis. Hi.
Hello, nice to meet you.
Thank you for agreeing to talk to me for a few minutes. A question for Mr. Mikkelsen. You've played quite a few villains in your career, Le Chiffre, Quaesilius. Is the approach ever the same? Do you tap into, let's say, negative live experience, or do you just read the script you're handed?
It's a combination of everything, I guess. I mean, everything is an experience. I can only draw from my own life. I can obviously try to copy other things, but I will never fully understand it. So you can find little things in your life that reminds me of something, and then you can try to enlarge that and let that take over the entirety of the character and throw other sides of me away. So that's it. But it's often in the script and with the director and your fellow actors that we find out how to approach these characters, because we have to live in the same universe. So I can't just fly that way and everybody flies that way. So it's in that confinement somehow.
You didn't have to throw very much of yourself away to play Grindelwald,
then,
No.
Mr. Mikkelsen, was it a conscious decision to just go with your own hair, though? Because it is your hair. It is your hair that you're using in the movie.
That's my hair.
Yeah.
I like my hair.
Great.
No, it's perfect.
No, I mean we would try. I mean, we wanted to build a bridge between what Johnny did and what I did, and it would be creative suicide to try to copy what he did, because I think he's a masterful actor. So we had to find our own way of doing it. And then obviously with respect to what was before. So the hair was part of it, yeah.
Miss Sudol, question for you. You're a very accomplished musician and singer-songwriter. Have you ever felt inspired by the Fantastic Beasts movies? Have you ever written a song or asked to perform a song for the soundtrack?
Oh, that is a good question. In the first film, I was asked to write a little song for the Ilvermorny sort of school chant, so that's in the DVD extras. I actually haven't seen it because I'm so nervous about it, weirdly, that I just haven't watched it. But I know it's there, it's out there. But I think I grow as a human being on these films because there's so much life. You're around people for 6 months that you can learn from. It's experience, everything. As an actor, as a musician, you're kind of just pulling from whatever you're living. So I'm not necessarily I haven't written a song about a manticore yet, but I have learned.
What about the Grindelwald's theme? Could you do
that?
Think about it. I'd like to hear that.
I feel like it would be really suspenseful. I feel like it would be instrumental.
Yeah, maybe.
Grindelwald's. I can't imagine trying to sing.
No.
Unless it was like throat, just like...
No, you get it all wrong. Everybody thinks he's so dark. He's a cheerful man.
That throat singing is very spiritual.
Okay.
Or maybe some vintage rock and roll for Mr. Grindelwald.
Could be some old meatloaf.
Yeah. Why not? Okay, I've got just 2 minutes remaining, so I'm going to ask one more question. Ms. Sudol, fashion-wise, hairdo-wise, Queenie reminds us of old-time Hollywood starlets like Greta Garbo, Bette Davis, Rita Hayworth. Did you have any say in that, or is it all Miss Colleen Atwood's work?
I did, actually. It was our hair and makeup teams. We have 2 hair and makeup teams between the 2 films, the end of the second film and the beginning of the third. And they were all tremendous. And Faye Hammond and then Jeremy Woodhead and they and their teams, they were really collaborative. The discussion was around what happens when she goes through the fire. And when we first came up with Queenie's hairdo, the idea was that she had little kid hair, you know, like little kid curls. And it was very like warm and full of life like she was. And then when she goes through the fire, all the pigment is burned out and it's sleeker, it's straighter, and she's more elegant and reserved. And there's an element of the noir in her. And that's where we were kind of trying to draw from.
But she is very cinematic.
She's a great character to play. Yeah. I love working with her.
I still have 1 minute, so final question for you, Mr. Mikkelsen. Sorry, you're the best Danish actor in the world, but you still don't have your own Lego minifigure. What's up with that?
That's a shock to me as well. What's going on?
Yeah, I mean, it's a disgrace.
I think there are some little Star Wars things made of Lego, and you might be able to find little things of me. But you're right, I should be a giant one.
Why is it called in Star Wars?
Because he can do magic and he has a wand. That's why he wants to be.
You can assemble a Grindelwald from.
It's Danish. Yeah. No. I think
everything's Danish.
Yeah. We need to write that.
Yeah.
Queenie has a Lego.
She does.
Yeah, and when I found that out, I felt like I had
just ruined my day here.
Yes.
It's a disgrace. You need one, Mr. Mikkelsen. Thank you very much for your time. I'm out of time, but thank you very much for and congratulations with the movie. It's great.
Thanks.
Thanks so much.
Our war with the Muggles begins today!